Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome award-winning, multi-platinum country music icon and star of the upcoming Fox series Monarch, Trace Adkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early daylight, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
It is feature time in Tulsa. Let's go green.
He's got the run, but is it enough? It's a drag race to the finish. Culver goes from third to first in the last quarter.
Experience the world's most legendary racing events with iRacing. iRacing special events allow any member to compete in full-length multiplayer races based on some of the biggest events in motorsports all year round. Compete in virtual endurance races such as the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, and the Nürburgring 24 Hours. Take on some of the toughest races on the NASCAR calendar, such as the Daytona 500 and the Coke 600. We have races from disciplines across the racing world, from the Indy 500 to the Chili Bowl, from the Bathurst 1000 to the Crandon Championship. Our endurance special events utilize iRacing's team feature, where members can sign up and race together on their own team, swapping drivers throughout the race. Other events use iRacing Super Sessions, where you're not only racing against those on track, but against everyone taking part. As every race progresses, watch and feel the track change, with progressive time of day, dynamic weather and rain, and dynamic track debris and surface changes. Take on your favorite discipline, or try a brand new racing challenge with our biggest races of the year, the iRacing Special Events. Learn more at iracing.com/special-events.
The following is an All-Star 15 TV production.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to All-Star 15 TV on the broadcast tonight. Race number 8 of the ACAR Xfinity Series, presented by the Wrestling with Nerds podcast, coming to you live from Darlington Raceway. Joining me up in the broadcast booth, the crew chief of the Stars, once again on a Wednesday night. It's Mike Campigio.
AJ, how we doing? Everybody at home? How is everybody doing? It's AJ. We're gonna go Darlington, keeping up the week of NASCAR ACAR action here this week at Darlington, which was a fantastic race. As both races this weekend. Hoping these boys in the ACAR series can deliver as well.
Same as well. 115 laps around Darlington Raceway with this egg-shaped oval. We'll get into Darlington in a little bit, but Mike, with this week's Darlington race in real life, gets me very hopeful for what we could possibly see here tonight and all the action we could possibly see.
Oh yeah, what we saw this weekend is going to translate here to the iRacing world. I think we're going to be in for a pretty fun ride tonight there, AJ.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. It looks like we just have about a minute and a half left of qualifying. Currently, James Shainwolf, welcome back to the channel. First race back, sitting on provisional pole. But just a little info on Darlington Raceway. Opened all the way back on August 19th, 1950. 74 years ago as of right now. Will be 75 in August. It's definitely been here a while. It's gone through a bunch of changes. The start-finish line used to be on the opposite side of the racetrack. But we're looking at a banking of turn 1 and 2 at 25 degrees and turn 3 and 4 at 23 degrees. Denny Hamlin currently holding the track record with a 28.332. Mike, how are these drivers going to attack this racetrack? Because tires are going to be absolutely key here tonight.
Oh yeah, AJ, tires is the main story of Darlington. You got to race the racetrack. You can't afford to get too many Darlington stripes, because if you get too many stripes, it might hurt your car or take you out of the race. So we'll have to watch for that tonight, and it's all about being aggressive early, but then conserving tire for a late, long green flag run.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of these drivers utilize that. Go off like a butterfly, and at the end of a run, if we get to it, that's when your car turns into that lion, and where do you make up a lot of time, especially if you did save some of those tires. We saw it this year, years past, where a lot of drivers will fall 4 or 5 spots at the beginning of a run, and towards the end of it, they're passing cars like they're stopped. Are we going to see that tonight? These cars have a 70% fuel load, so they're not quite looking at a full 100%. They're going to go roughly 25, 30 laps, maybe 35. But I really think before we get to the grid, Mike, you're going to want tires before anything.
Oh yeah, AJ, you're going to want tires before you come get fuel. But also one thing to note too, this race is going to go day to night. So the transition is going to change this track even more than what these guys may not expected.
All right, let's run through the starting lineup here at Darlington Raceway for the ACAR Xfinity Series presented by the Wrestling with Nerds podcast. On the front row, it's James Shainwolf and Zach Panzarella. In row 2, you have Dalton Fredericks and Dale Owen. Row 3, it's Tristan Van Sligger and Sean Taylor. In row number 4, it's Jesse Vaughn and Beckett Brown. And rounding out the top 10, in row number 5, it's Dylan Taylor and Todd Ingersoll. Mike, if you can, take us to 20.
Yeah, let's do that. In 11th place, we've got Nate Orlowski. 12th place, Finn Buckley. 13th, Jordan Barnes. 14th, Dustin Holloway. 15th, Robert Lavelle. We're going to go Lavelle on that one. 16th, Austin Scheif. 17th, Daniel Krim. 18th, Aaron Ingersoll. 19th, Joshua Vidal. And rounding out the top 20 is Jeff Hollingsworth.
Everybody else is going to cycle across on your screen. Mike, what are some takeaways that we might see drivers attempt to do over a run or over throughout the race tonight?
Well, AJ, it's going to be tough to pass for starters until you start getting the wears on the tires and people start either not saving tire or saving tire and then being able to pass the guys that weren't saving tires. So passing is going to be at a premium tonight. The sunshine off of turn 2 here in the early on in this race is going to blind you. So we're going to have to watch for a lot of stuff to happen down the back straightaway going into 3 to see if that sun's going to play a factor tonight as well.
Currently on board with the 83 of James Shainwolf, and there is sun glare.
Whew.
That's just going to get worse.
And I was gonna say, if you're racing in HDR like some people are, good luck.
Ow, my eyes. That was brighter than my future, everybody.
Damn.
Well, we have 27 cars on the racetrack. Manual cautions this evening, so we have live race control, making it a little easier to hopefully keep those green flag runs possible. That pace car about to take the left-handed turn down pit road. There it goes. Here we go, Mike. 115 laps. Let's do it.
It's time to bring the action.
And there it is, green flag in the air. Shane Wolf with an excellent launch with the throwback Dalton Fredericks Aflac. With, it looks like Jake Zedow's company on the hood. As holy cow, Shane Wolf with an excellent launch.
And everybody makes it through turn 1 and 2 for the most part. A couple cars scraping the wall in turn 2, but we're keeping it green.
And just for everybody, so I don't screw it up, it's JTZ Home Services on the hood of Dalton Fredericks and his Ford Mustang.
Oh, the 4 car all the way to the apron. Oh, he's spinning on the front straightaway, coming back up in front of people. Keeping it green. Boy, we got people sliding all over the place right now.
Go back and take a look at that. That's Garrett Tuck. It looks like he just cut it to the inside and lost it.
Yeah, he lost it over the paint down there. Not a lot of grip that far down the racetrack there, AJ. I'll tell you that much.
And we are staying green. Everybody does get a fast repair. But very easily gonna go a lap down as Dalton Fredericks has made the pass on James Janewolf.
I'm telling you, we better start getting the Darlington stripe counter for turn 2 wall, because it's like every lap, 4 or 5 people smack that turn 2 wall. Oh, we got another trouble off of 4. The 3 is around. The 25 is around. The caution is out.
And we are looking at Aaron Ingersoll in the 3 in the Dale Earnhardt throwback. Oh! Looked like the 25 just got loose. That's Kyle White.
Meeting in the mines right there coming together off of 4.
Yeah, really nothing for Aaron Ingersoll to do. As you see the 25 of Kyle White on the inside, the black and blue Toyota Supra. Little low on exit, has to catch the car, walks it up the racetrack, and clips Aaron. As we are 5 laps in, Mike, and our first caution out on the board.
Yeah, just bad timing there for Aaron Ingersoll to be on the outside when the 25 comes up like that. Just tough break right there.
I will say a driver that is very happy to see a caution coming out was that number 4 Ford Mustang of Garrett Tuck. We saw him with that incident just a couple laps ago. And Dalton Fredericks looks like the only taker out inside that top 10 coming to pit road. You also have Jordan Barnes pitting from the 13th, Daniel Krim from 14th, and Jeff Hollinsworth from the 15th position.
I know we ran about 4 laps there. I mean, unless you're going to come down and top off on fuel, but it's a little interesting to be taking tires this early on.
Very, very early, I feel, to be taking tires. It could also, knowing possibly Dalton and maybe Daniel throwing fuel in the car and getting back out on the racetrack, extending their run just a little bit, but then you're at a tire deficit.
You're gonna be back in a hornet's nest too.
That's kind of what I meant with that. You'd rather be around the people on the same tire strategy than be around the people on the same tire strategy, but you're also faster than in a track that is very difficult to pass at.
Mm-hmm.
It's like going into a burning building and just sitting down somewhere.
You'd be pretty crazy to do that.
I mean, I've seen crazy. I was crazy once. They put me in a rubber room full of rats.
Oh no.
I hope Dalton listens to this. I really do.
I assume that's some sort of inside joke.
Yeah, Dalton, I think, went about 5 or 10 minutes just doing that whole thing over and over again, because it'll circle back around to where you say you're crazy again and then go through it all over again.
Gotcha.
Also,
some things you learn new today. That's all I can say.
Also, one of my best friends watches our Nerds podcast, but doesn't watch our racing stuff. Whenever somebody just randomly says it, she'll do it, and she's added a couple lines to it. Great person, very supportive of everything me, my wife, and the Nerds do, so it's nice. Well, lights are off in the iRacing official Ford Mustang pace car. The 27 of Dale Owen. In the 6, you have Zach Panzarella. Here we go. Going green on lap number 8. And here we go again. Big stack up.
Oh, big stack up. Yep. Oh, here we go, AJ. This is going to be a big one. Oh, yeah. Well, we were lucky we didn't block the track up high, because that would have been a lot more people.
Let's see if we can go back and kind of get a view of kind of how this happened. Big stack up. Nate Orlowski punts the 16, it looks like, and that gets into the 89 of Sean Taylor.
Well, it also looked like on the outside, too, who's starting in 4th spun the tires and then got put in the wall, and there was just a chain reaction. Right there to the right, and there we go.
There's the 94. You got the 24, the 26 of Josh Vidal. And then the 47 and 33. Holy cow, that 47 was coming with like full head of steam, which is not Daniel Krim.
No, I think it's the guy that has the Sam Mayer paint scheme on.
Chef. Oh, that's 41.
Adam Chef, yeah. He came in like a house on fire right there, to use your analogy.
Sorry, everybody. There it is. He's listed as the 28 car. But look at this. And this is one of the problems I have with people laying back like this. There's a good car length and a half. There's the huge gap. Green flag's back in the air. You're going to slam on it. All that happens, and you basically put yourself in that.
Well, he floored it, that's for sure. And I think Race Control was just talking about cleaning it up on the restarts. About people getting tighter together.
Before it gets dark, I do have to give a huge shout out. Mostly because it's the series we're talking about. Daniel Krim is running an Optimus Prime Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast Chevy Camaro. We are continuing our Transformers series on the podcast with Age of Extinction tomorrow night, going live around 7:30. The link is down in the description to the YouTube, Facebook, and etc. If you guys would want to come watch, come have conversations with us. I'm looking forward to it, and thanks, Krim, for running the Nerds in a very, very cool-looking paint scheme. Be cool if Josh Vidal was Megatron.
Yeah, then you can have both sides represented right there.
Yeah, didn't Dale Jr. and Jimmy Johnson do a Batman and Superman scheme back in the day?
I believe so. Well, Jeff Gordon did a Superman one, and it wasn't Jimmy Johnson. But Dale Jr. did Batman.
No, I know Jimmy Johnson did one of them because he ended up winning that race.
Yeah, it might have been one in California that he had or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because the other one was Michigan.
Uh-huh.
Come on, Mr. NASCAR Encyclopedia.
I just remember Jeff Gordon had Superman on his car in 06 at Daytona in the July race, and then he had Revenge of the Sith on his car at Talladega in 05. Speaking of that movie, I was gonna say, speaking of that movie, it's gonna be 20 years in about a couple weeks here.
Oh, don't do that to me. Yesterday
You know
was
you want to.
Yesterday was the 30th anniversary of the Goofy movie, and that made my back hurt. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. The 27 of Dale Owen is on. Great restart from Dale Owen. Shane Wolf takes second place.
That was a great move right there on that restart. Pulled out.
No contest going into turn one. Makes it easy for everybody not having to go side by side. Oh, big hits in turn two.
Oh, here we go. Angersol's in it. Oh, he's going to come down and get hit. Oh, no, he didn't. Wow. Just threaded the needle right there. And we're going to go single file restarts, it looks like, here, too.
On board.
Oh. I think he got right hooked right there.
Go back and take a look at it.
Oh, yeah.
And here it is.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, 25. Another incident with the 25. Comes hard off the wall. And
He lucky he didn't get
the
hit.
24.
Yeah, he's lucky he didn't get hit in the door, especially by the one guy that went flying by there.
Cool paint scheme for the 24, though. Got the bloodline all over it.
We acknowledge our tribal
2K
chief.
25.
Acknowledge our tribal chief.
I just put my arm down so I can click over, but it's back up in the air again.
Good man. I have my arm up in the air too.
You mentioned that they did announce they are going single file.
I know Scott's in the chat. Scott, you better acknowledge our tribal chief. Oh yeah, AJ, this sunset's coming up really quick here now.
Yeah, with how fast everything's going, I'm very curious if it's going to get dark and then we're going to see daylight again. And there goes the 4 going around to grab a lap back as Garrett Turk currently scored in the 24th position. Now just a lap down. Dalton back out in pit road along with Kyle White, who basically caused that caution getting into the 24. Twisted, Sean Taylor, Beckett Brown, Robert Lovell, Todd Ingersoll, who's in that wreck, Jordan Barnes, and Adam Sheff. Or Austin Sheff.
Tough start there for Todd Ingersoll in the 24 tonight.
Yeah, very much a tough start for a lot of these drivers that are kind of just getting caught in no man's land into other people's problems.
Gotta hope these lights start turning on here soon there, AJ.
Apparently, iRacing does it very, very gradually. The inside lights are already on. Yeah, it looks like
that. I like that transition as they do it now.
It's not just like a flip of the switch where it's day, next lap dusk, next lap night. Now it feels more like a transition to a different time of day.
But, you know, we're talking about throwback this weekend here at Darlington. Well, this is going to be a throwback to how we used to restart races. Single file, boys.
Which it's straight single file. Lapped cars are not going to the inside. Well, here we go. And look at that huge gap right around 12th place. Here we go. Back in the air and away they go. The 27 of Dale Owen. Again, setting sail with James Shane with Panzarella sitting in third. We're going to have to keep an eye on turn 2 because turn 2 has been the difficult part of the racetrack for everybody here tonight.
Oh. Well, somebody's blinking back there.
Yep, there it is. That's Robert Lowe. That's not Robert Lowe. I think it was the 94.
It looks like he just dropped due to upload packet loss. We got another one spinning off of 4 to 25. Saved it. Whew.
That Kyle White with another incident.
He got lucky he didn't get clobbered when he came up the racetrack.
Not thinking it's his night tonight, especially at Darlington. As we're looking, and I can see the I rating. It's a 2600 I rating, and he's not having a good night out there.
You see Daniel Krim trying to make a pass underneath Nate Orlowski. Oh, we got trouble right in front of them. That's Thomas Harris is on the apron. Oh, Krim's going to try to sneak the middle here. Oh, this is not going to be turned. We got multiple people in the wall. Wow, they all made it stick right there somehow. Whew.
You know, we've seen Darlington be a problem early on in a lot of races here on the channel. But once we get those first couple cautions out of the way, it kind of usually evens out and becomes a little bit better of a race. But Jesus, these guys are scaring me. It's Finn Buckley with an issue. Oh, that 16's got a broken right front. Doesn't even bother going down pit road.
Okay.
And I think he just F4s it. Or Alt F4s it. So we're looking at this battle right now. It is for the 7th position, Thomas Harris and Broderick Larson, as that 19 just sends it down into turn 1, clips the wall, dives it back down, and just kills the turn 2 wall. So does Nate Orlowski.
Oh, no! Oh, we got 19 spinning in front of them.
And the yellow flag is out.
Goodness.
Jeez, that looked like it hurt. Just gets tight, nowhere for the 32 to go. Both of them wrecking. Nate Orlowski, I think his engine completely expires.
Yes.
But you said the 19?
Yeah, whoever Thomas Harris, it looks like, is the name. He's got a 19 on paint scheme wise.
See what we got here. Comes off of turn 2, smacks the wall, tries to block the 34.
Oh! He tried to come back at him, or?
Nah, it looks like the 19 goes back up, blocks the 34. The 34 gets punted by the 97. The 11 gets involved.
Keep the camera rolling here, because I think he had something going. Yeah, keep this going, because I want to see what happened around the front straightaway with him, because I know he's trying to get back to pit road, but
what the heck is he doing?
I that's what I was just watching. I was just like,
hey Joe.
Hey, look at that.
Joe, I know you're watching. Do what you gotta do. At least I hope you're watching the stream. Or he's still watching good old Pat McAfee.
And it looks like the race control was listening to us because he got removed from the server.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yep.
And the thing is, we do these open lobbies, Mike, and we've been doing them all season long outside of Martinsville last week. To get more people to be around, race, have fun, try to get people on a kind of consistent basis every Wednesday night and have fun. And then you get some people, and I'm sorry to go on this rant, Mike. I promise it won't be as bad as Bristol for the Sim 500 race. I promise. But a lot of people, we're out here to have fun. It's broadcasted. Brian Fry, the league owner, whatever, just wants to get a bunch of people out on the racetrack on Wednesday nights to have fun. But then you get people that just, hey, that's an open lobby. I wonder if I could just terrorize people. And it ain't cool. And it's broadcasted. So it's not just, it's not just that you're going into a hosted lobby and being a butthead. You're on a broadcast and being a butthead. We have your name. But we are back single file. Zach Panzarella on point. And green flag back in the air. Pretty even start between the 42 and the 45 of Jesse Vaughn. Now that's a throwback. What is that?
That
Kyle
looks
Petty?
like, yeah, Kyle or Adam Petty right there.
But like what we've been seeing, turn 2 is a huge problem for a lot of drivers, and it's just a very tight turn as we have somebody around again on the front stretch, and that's the 41 or the 28 in sim of Austin Sheff. He's been in a couple incidents.
Doesn't look like he's been having the greatest night either.
No, not at all. There we go, a lap in the books. Currently on number 26 of 115. Panzarella with just about a 4/10 lead as it looks like Josh Vidal pounds the outside wall out of 2. Drivers.
This battle for
what do you got, Mike?
I was gonna say this battle for third place. That's a hectic battle right now. You got about 4 guys all over the back bumper. Josh Vidal.
You got Hollingsworth, and they got Owen and Taylor. But as much as they want, 27 hard in the wall. That's Dale Owen. As much as they keep hitting that wall, it's not going to get pushed out.
Nope.
I heard you chuckle on that one. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a good one. Looks like Sean Taylor is going to try to follow through here into 1.
Not a lot of room to do it. And Taylor is going to open up a hole for Beckett Brown, and they are both going to get past Hollingsworth. Daniel Krim now looking at the other end of the speedway.
Oh, he's going to slide up there. Ooh. Makes it stick.
Yeah, but look at that outside. Hollingsworth really able to hold on the outside there, but watch for Daniel Krim to use that slide job and the run through 1 and 2. Oh, big stack
3
up.
wide. Yeah, look at this. 3 wide.
Smart move by Hollingsworth. James Shane Wolf in the 83 to the inside. Krim makes the pass coming across the start-finish line. Further across the racetrack, there's the 89 of Sean Taylor, the 94 of Beckett Brown. That gap is starting to close in ever so slightly, and they are wheeling in 4th place Josh Vidal as well.
This feels like this is going to be, knock on wood here, but this feels like this is going to be one of our first long runs we're going to have tonight. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the pitch strategy is going to be.
You guys saw that at the other end of the screen there. Both Ingersolls killing the wall on both sides of the racetrack. The 3 of Aaron and the 24 of Todd.
Oh, big battle with Shane Wolf and Beckett Brown. I thought they were going to make contact there within 1 and 2, but they made it stick.
So far, we've really seen on this 12-lap run that we've had. Shouldn't have said that.
You should have. Oh, saved it. Wow, what a save. The wall helped him, but Sean Taylor made a save.
Holy cow. And looking at the damage on the 89.
He's gonna get... Oh, I thought he was gonna get hit again right there.
So did I. There is a ton of right front damage on the 89.
He's got a West Virginia paint scheme on, too.
Take me home.
Country roads.
Oh, is the 89 just completely blinked out? Am I having trouble?
No, he blinked out for me, too.
Okay.
There he is. Oh, now he blinked out again.
Ruh-roh, Raggy. But right now, James Shane Wolf, one of the fastest cars on the racetrack, last time by a 30.01. The closest driver to that number is currently your race leader, Dale Owen, who's 0.3 slower with a 30.31. So Shane Wolf is definitely putting it into gear and moving as Daniel Krim moves up to 6th place, getting by Beckett Brown, smacking the wall out of turn 4, opening that big gap.
That battle for third is heating up. Here we go. 3 wide.
I just pulled a Fox cam right behind everything.
Oh, Vidal makes a little bit of contact.
Vidal gets into... And you see the 45, Jesse Vaughn. And Shane Wolf is moving.
I wonder if he got 4 tires under one of those yellows.
Same. But Dale Owen has made a pit stop. Zach Panzarella has not. Same as Josh Vidal has not made a pit stop. And the other one to not make a pit stop yet is that 45 on your screen of Jesse Vaughn in the 45 Sprint Wireless.
Yes, Sprint Wireless. That takes me back to the 2000s right there.
It is all Dale Owen by 1.3 seconds over Panzarella as Beckett Brown is still blinking out.
And Daniel Krim moves up another spot into 5th.
Talk about our big movers. Josh Vidal plus 15. Daniel Krim plus 12. Jeff Hollingsworth plus 13. Broderick Larson plus 16. That's all in the top 10. Huge, huge position swings. But now 2 teammates, the 26 of Vidal, the 47 of Daniel Krim now battling.
I don't think Vidal will be much of a challenge here. I think Krim will get by him with a little bit fresher tire.
Yeah, you know they're talking to each other.
Yep. And there it goes.
That's the thing. No T-Motors. This ain't F1. As the 42 is in the wall, coming out of 4. That's going to open up the door for Shane Wolf. As Shane Wolf clips the turn 4 wall as well, heading down towards turn 1. As Twisted's on pit road. There's the move. Shane Wolf to the outside. Panzarella back to 3rd.
Oh, he's coming to pit road. He's coming to pit road.
Didn't I say about 35, 40 laps?
You did.
Ladies, ladies and gentlemen, that wasn't a guess. I promise you, that was not a guess. It was completely a guess.
I was going to say give or take the cautions that we had, but yeah.
Hey, the cautions made me look better when it came to numbers. But that's going to bring everybody else to pit road. From the time we started this race to what we're running now, you're about 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds slower.
Hey,
Dalton
AJ, what
Frederick's now on pit road.
Hey, what do they call the Sweet 16?
The Sweet 16?
I was referencing your blooper and because the number thing.
Oh, the round of 32?
Uh-huh.
Or the 30, what did I say, 33?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Mike. And Mike, I gotta throw it to you. Great job on the Wrestling with Nerds podcast the last couple of weeks. Absolutely
that was a
killing it.
blast. That was a blast.
Which I gotta bring that up because ACAR Xfinity series presented by the Wrestling with Nerds podcast.
You guys will have a good show this Sunday previewing WrestleMania coming up.
Yeah, I gotta figure out when we're doing that because it's also Palm Sunday, and I don't know if a lot of people know that I celebrate Palm Sunday along with Easter and Good Friday. So we'll have to work around that. But we'll get a show out previewing as Owen in the wall again. Both sides of the racetrack are not being friendly to that 27 as the 20 Adult and Fredericks gets by. We're going to jump on board with that 27 because he is not having a good time in the car.
He's not having a good time in the car currently, but he set the fastest lap of the session currently as it stands.
Yeah, that was all the way back on, I think, lap 8? But right now,
I believe so.
It's 31.5 seconds around, while right in front of him, Dalton Fredericks, 30 seconds.
He looks like Superman. He does look like Superman on fresh tires.
We'll get a better viewing here because nobody's holding up Dalton this time by.
I was just going to say, how long is Dale Owen going to stay out, too? I mean, you're losing a little bit of time at each lap that you stay out.
Shane Wolf has stayed out. Krim has stayed out. Vidal has stayed out. Yeah, Fredericks right in front of him, a 29.76. Even Panzarella, who just pit, a 29.66 to Owen's 31.07. You just heard it right there, in the wall and out of 2, back in the wall.
Yeah, it might be time to consider pitting.
Absolutely, it's time to consider pitting. You're losing so much time to the point where you pitting isn't going to get you back up towards the lead. And he keeps hitting the wall. Shane Wolf has gotten to within a half a second.
And Daniel Krim's catching both of them, too.
Well, Daniel Krim's another one. Our top 3 all last pit on that lap 21 caution pit stop. Vidal has yet to pit.
That's impressive. About 50 laps and has not pit.
Yeah, and he's sitting in 4th place. I will say, out of everybody, Vidal, if we get a late caution and everybody's going through all their tires, he's going to be the one sitting pretty.
He's going to be sitting pretty, but he's also going to be pretty deadly.
Another wrestling reference. I appreciate that.
Uh-huh.
Yes, boys. We have fun. We have fun. But Mike, so far, we've gone green for right around 30 laps. It has been a lot of fun watching these guys get around Darlington, try to work around some slower traffic. We've seen a lot of different strategy, but what kind of stood out to you that either you're curious about a...
Oh, Twisted's in the wall. Sorry, AJ. He's going to come back up the racetrack. Oh, no caution. Whew. Sorry. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye. A car shot across the racetrack.
We'll get to that question again. And got a little too low. Ooh. And Twisted's on pit road. But Mike, we've seen a 30-lap green flag run. We've seen green flag pit stops. What's caught your eye so far during this race?
I think what's caught my eye so far, outside of the chaos that we've had, just the strategy that these guys have been pulling here in the front four. I mean, the top three have not pitted since lap 21, and then you have Vidal, who hasn't pitted at all. And to me, it's just like it's just wild.
Ingersoll.
Oh no! Right in front of the leader.
Oh, Shane Wolf now gets into the leader. Oh, this is a huge cluster.
Oh, contact!
I almost can't watch leader in the wall. Shane Wolf letting them collect it in front of him. There goes the 89.
Oh. Woo.
Clear.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Owen in the wall.
Owen
How many times?
Yes, exactly. I was going to say, how many times is Dale Owen going to hit the wall before we see him come to pit road?
How many times are you going to be able to hit the wall and keep going without damage? That's my question.
As Josh Vidal has finally hit pit road.
Because, I mean, these boys are pounding that outside wall for two. It's almost like me pounding my Italian beef that I had earlier.
Dude, don't get me started. We had pasta for dinner, and it was great. As Krim is hard in the wall. I think he got squeezed up there.
He might have got squeezed a little bit. You got guys coming behind him that are on fresh tires now compared to what he's on.
Yeah, he's on very old tires. Garrett Tuck looked like he just had to jump the pit road, and he might have just bounced out of the session.
Yes, he did.
A lot of damage on that 4. Don't know if it's going to show us what happened. Nope. But there's your race leader, Dale Owen, over Shane Wolf by just about a half a second. Is the 21
he missed
miss
pit road?
He
Yes,
did
he
miss
did.
pit road.
That's one thing we didn't mention in our pre-race talk, but pit road entry, yeah, you're going to have to really back that up, because if you try to go in late, you're going to miss it.
Shane Wolf gets by him. Daniel Krim gets by him. I'm starting to think that Shane Wolf and Krim are working a possible one-stop strategy.
Ooh, that's going to be real gutsy. Real gutsy.
How do they say it on the Ocho? The bold strategy, Cotton?
Yes, sir. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it's going to pay off.
And there it is, your race leader back to the channel, back in the ACAR series. It's James Shane Wolf. Oh, his Krim's going to pop the wall again. Now, Mike, you got your Darlington race this week, correct? Tomorrow night?
We had it last Thursday night.
Do I dare ask?
Well, I was having a good run, and yeah, people were people during that race. But
okay, I just didn't want you to tell me that you didn't make the show, but you made it. It sounds like
I did, and I was having a really good run too until people happened, and yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. We go to Bristol. Woo!
I'm praying for you.
Well, if it's anything what Martinsville was like, we'll see.
Hollinsworth now hitting pit road.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Darlington and the next gen car was fun. It's just you need a good group of people to be around. Oh, here we go. Shane Wolf to the inside, 3 wide. Oh, he put Olszewski in the wall.
I really hope Shane Wolf comes over comms and apologizes on that, because he threw it in there, got loose, and absolutely murked Nate Orlowski.
Yep. I mean, he sent that in there, contact, and then losing, and then, yeah, I'm using it up right there.
And then I think Nate's car might be broken. Oh, no, he's still going the right way.
If you know
he's
Nate
having to come to
Orlowski,
pit road.
I was gonna say, if you know Nate Orlowski, you know he's not very happy in the voice chat that he's in probably right now.
Not at all. Like I said, I would hope Shane Wolf comes over the radio and apologizes. But Daniel Krim within 2/10 to Shane Wolf. As we go back to that Fox camera, you can't see anything. Krim really hard charging right now.
Yeah, he is. This is wild. Only 4 people on the lead lap right now.
Yeah, but the difference is, Mike, Dalton Fredericks, the first car, 1 lap down, a 30.8. Shane Wolf and Krim, a 31.7 and a 31.5. So that gap is still shrinking extremely fast, as Krim's going to take the point, get to the front, and he's going to lead a lap here at Darlington Raceway. Last week's winner at Martinsville, now leading at the Lady in Black.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, though. When Krim and Shane will pit on the back half of this run to the finish, how fresh the tires they're going to have versus everybody else. Ooh.
They only
just hope this.
They can pit now and make it to the end. As Broderick Larson with an issue. The 32 Verizon Wireless.
Blink out?
I don't know. Not showing us.
Oh, there he is. Oh.
I guess he was just done. The 17 just got by Shane Wolf. That's Robert Lovell. That's Krim's in the wall again. Back up a little further, you have Josh Vidal. Come on, switch to there it is. Trying to close in on Dalton Fredericks. There's about a 12-lap difference in tires between Vidal and Dalton Fredericks, and you can see how it's working as they come off of turn 2 down towards turn 3. Vidal to the inside, sends it and makes the pass.
He's gonna blow by Shane Wolf like he's sitting still. Gets it done.
Sorry about that, Mike, if you guys heard that. My wife just threw a blanket downstairs and I completely covered it up. For a split second, I thought we lost power.
And then you're going to be like, uh-oh.
Oh, that's not good.
We can't say the other word on camera.
Nope, no sir, we cannot, as James Shane Wolf has hit pit road.
All right, Daniel Krim, it's your turn next.
And
first dominoes fell.
And they can make it to the end. In theory, they can make it to the end. But there's Josh Vidal trying to get by Daniel Krim. As Krim is kind of blocked from entering pit road there. Has to go around another lap as Vidal gets by. Here comes the 17 of Robert Lovell.
It's going to be tight right here.
Oh, both of them hit the wall. 47 and 17. Shane Wolf with a 14.7 pit stop takes all 4 tires, fills it with fuel, back out on the racetrack he goes. Hey, Rob. Wish we had Brandon. I'd love for him to come talk to us about his MLS American Soccer podcast, which I will add to the description after the race tonight, after it processes.
Well, he had a big birthday weekend, or a big birthday week, so he's been out partying. As Krim's on pit road.
Here comes the 47. That's going to hand it back in about 20 seconds to Zach Panzarella. There's the difference. Out of 2, Zach Zach is, and he's got a 5-second lead over Jesse Vaughn in third.
And Jesse Vaughn's coming to pit road, that 45. Sprint Wireless machine.
Now I'm curious to see how Shane Wolf and Krim get back up towards the front. There's a good chance they can make it to the finish. Shane Wolf might need to save a little bit. Krim might be right on the edge of it.
Well, they're going to need these guys to pit in front of them, and they're going to need this thing to stay green. As Vidal's on the wall.
Well, we go from only having 4 to 3 to 2 to cars on the lead lap, back up to 8 cars on the lead lap.
Well, before things get crazy there, AJ, before the end of this thing, should we go pay some bills?
We should go pay some bills. I was waiting to after pit stops, but it looked like Krim and Shane Wolf didn't have a clue when they wanted to hit pit road. But we are going to go side by side. You guys aren't going to miss a thing. Here you go. We'll be right back.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
It is feature time in Tulsa. Let's go green.
He's got the run, but isn't enough. It's a drag race to the finish. Culver goes from third to first in the last quarter.
Experience the world's most legendary racing events with iRacing. iRacing special events allow any member to compete in full-length multiplayer races based on some of the biggest events in motorsports all year round. Compete in virtual endurance races such as the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, and the Nürburgring 24 Hours. Take on some of the toughest races on the NASCAR calendar, such as the Daytona 500 and the Coke 600. We have races from disciplines across the racing world, from the Indy 500 to the Chili Bowl, from the Bathurst 1000 to the Crandon Championship. Our endurance special events utilize iRacing's team feature, where members can sign up and race together on their own team, swapping drivers throughout the race. Other events use iRacing Super Sessions, where you're not only racing against those on track, but against everyone taking part. As every race progresses, watch and feel the track change, with progressive time of day, dynamic weather and rain, and dynamic track debris and surface changes. Take on your favorite discipline, or try a brand new racing challenge with our biggest races of the year, the iRacing Special Events. Learn more at iracing.com/special-events.
We are back from Darlington Raceway. It's the ACAR Xfinity Series presented by the Wrestling with Nerds podcast. I'm AJ Capola, Mike Campigio, the crew chief of the Stars. But we have a special guest. It was his birthday week. We kind of just mentioned it, and he appeared.
Just
It's
like Joe
Brandon
Henry.
Store.
What's going on, you guys?
How you doing, pal? Happy birthday. I hope this week was really fun for you.
Yes,
It
sir.
was fantastic. I went out to a brewery on Sunday, the day before my birthday, with some soccer friends, and then Monday went out to dinner with some coworkers, and the following day, so yesterday, we went to a Colorado Avalanche game, and the mascot decided to throw rainbow streamers at me, wrap me up in them, and basically parade me up and down the stadium for a second. So it was a fun time.
It sounds like a fun time, and Mike and myself, as you know, are huge hockey nuts, so That sounds awesome. As Dalton Fredericks in the wall in 4. Josh Vidal, Dale Owen, your top 2. Then it's Fredericks, Hollinsworth, and Shane Wolf, your top 5. I mentioned your podcast earlier, and kind of we've hit this lull on the racetrack, not low. Poor choice of words, I guess. Talk about your wonderful soccer podcast that has got me watching soccer now. So if that tells you anything for our viewers and watchers, I never watched it even during the World Cup. Didn't care. I'm now watching the New York Football Club and the New York Red Bull as well.
Perfect, and that's the goal of it. And to be fair, so we've had 2 weeks off now. There's a lot going on in my personal life in terms of just getting things accomplished, and I'm realizing watching 15 games a weekend is a lot of work when they're 90 minutes apiece. So we're going through a restructure right now, so we're going to have a new episode coming out here soon. But really the goal is just to help people understand, one, what Major League Soccer is from a fan's perspective and not just the narrative that MLS wants you to have. Or whoever it may be, the individual clubs, and really try and create a community around kind of the heckling mindset. If you listen to any of the episodes, you'll hear me talk about, for example, call Cincinnati FC Northern Kentucky, Orlando City is House of Mouse. Like, I've got these funny names for a couple of teams, and the goal is just to make it lighthearted, take some jabs at some people, and have fun with it. So.
Dale and now on pit road. Sorry to cut you off, Brandon. As we are seeing some of those drivers that hit pit road right around that lap 45, 50 to 55 mark, now having to return back to pit road because they can't make it to the finish.
And this is going to play in the hands, I think, of Shane Wolf and Krim right here, with all these guys going to be pitting here.
Brandon, back to your wonderful plug.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm trying to catch up also with the race. I haven't been able to tune in. I literally just jumped back in and taking a look at it. It's pretty awesome to watch.
It's Darlington, and Darlington has been doing Darlington things with also it being a open lobby. Huge shout out to Joe Hutchings and Ryan Fry for getting rid of the couple people that decided to make some of the drivers' lives a absolute living hell for no reason.
Did they remove Austin Dillon? I'm kidding.
That's good.
But in all seriousness, like, shout out to them and making sure that this lobby is under control. And when it comes down to the soccer podcast, Murican FC, that's the whole point of it is get everything under control, take some fun jokes, make fun of Austin Dillon or Butterbean Queen, who is the goalkeeper of the Chicago Fire, as I call him, Chris Brady. So just some fun moments. Really enjoy doing it and having a place for MLS fans.
Yeah, it's great to hear as we still have Josh Vidal on the point as there goes.
He's in the wall.
21 right along by him, which is the 45 on track.
Looks like Twisted and Fredericks are coming to pit road.
Yeah, you beat me to it.
Oh my goodness, we got a caution. Orlowski and we got tempers. Oh yeah, we got tempers here in 1 and 2.
You said Orlowski, and I immediately clicked to Shane Wolf.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I wanted to see what I wanted to see what started it, but that was the finishing of it.
That is very uncalled for.
That's very unlike Nate.
Oh, that was Dale Owen too. The guy, the man who has been dominating this race too.
At 27 already without a hood.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, it looks like it was the 27 who took him out.
Yeah, good call right there. That's a flat takeout. Let's see if there's anything else prior to this.
Yeah, I'm backing it way up.
Oh, yep. Here we go.
Okay, let's see what we have here.
Oh, he got mad because of that.
There was nothing. Granted, Nate hit the wall. That's his own fault. But it's Darlington number 1. It happens. But there's no intent into hurting the 27 there.
Yeah, okay. We'll just keep this running now. So
we got a little while. Like,
And
this
we're
was
gonna go-
100% uncalled for.
Yeah, going down in the next corner and see ya.
That's see ya later and goodbye.
He's mad at a driver for making a mistake, and there's no room for that. At the end of the day, there's nothing egregious. And if your goal is to potentially ruin green flag pit stops, if you saw that Dalton was unable to come down pit road due to the caution flag, you've now impacted the race over something non-egregious. There's no room for that.
And kind of like what we were saying, Nate made a mistake. The mistake was already made. He was in the wall. There was nowhere for the 27 to go. They got together. There was no intent in any of that. It should have been over right there. But you guys know, drivers have one heck of tempers. And it got the best of the 27 and completely cleans out Nate Orlowski.
Oh, if you're seeing red, you're seeing red. I'll tell you that much.
And
When I'm seeing red, I yell.
and I'm kind of curious what that's going to be, if somebody's going to get parked, if both of them are going to get parked. Because at the end of it, Nate did also retaliate back.
I didn't see Nate necessarily retaliate back. It looked like the 27 brake checked him after he got in front of him, to me. And I may be wrong. We'd have to be able to see the telemetry, and I'm sure race control is looking at that. But the acceleration of these cars is not equivocal to the pace that I saw of the 29 rear-ending the 27. I just don't believe that's possible. But race control will look at it.
Yeah, this isn't like Denny Hamlin saying we need the SMT data. As I think
Exactly.
we're about to go green, right? We are.
Yes, we
Wow.
are.
And I'm trying to figure out what the heck the 17's doing to the inside right there. As green flag is in the air and away we go. Boy, did that completely change up pit stops.
Uh-huh.
Shane Wolf right on the back bumper of the 26 of Vidal going down towards turn 3. Huge gap to Daniel Krim sitting in third. Dalton Fredericks in fourth. But that battle, 45 and the 3, that's Jesse Vaughn and the 3 of Aaron Ingersoll, multiple laps down.
This is going to be a fight, fresh out fight to the finish now. As the Robert Love is sideways off of 2, saved it, kept on going.
Oh, it looks like Jesse Vaughn almost just turned Dalton Fredericks into 3.
It's going to come down to if there's a caution flag during this stint, and if there's no caution flag, can the drivers hold on to their tires in the long run in a track that truly breaks down tires?
And this is the closest battle for position we have within the leaders, as Jesse Vaughn is back in the wall in 3 and 4, gapping now to Dalton Fredericks with a good, 3 car length lead to the 20.
He closed it back in there in 1 and 2 that time.
And looks like Jesse overdrove turn 1, closing back into Dalton. Laps to go here at Darlington Raceway. Josh Vidal currently your race leader. James Shamewolf in second, Daniel Krim third, Dalton Fredericks in fourth, and Jesse Vaughn rounding out the top 5. Only 6 drivers on the lead lap. That caution came out while we were within pit stops.
And this battle for third's heating up. Fredericks, Vaughn have caught Krim.
Zach Panzarella with an issue.
Oh, he's sitting in the middle of the track. Oh, no.
The leaders split him. Somebody who's up front all night long. Oh, gets into the 89. Way to keep it off the wall. But here's the issue. He's going to get going as the leaders are coming out of turn 2.
Yo.
Well, and surprisingly, with 2 cars making contact, there was no caution, but that's due to the fact that that driver did spin out below what would be considered the yellow line or white line, which at this track, I mean, you have like 20 lines the way that this thing is paved, but technically off the racing surface, and they continue racing.
We also have manual cautions tonight that Joe and Ryan are taking care of beautifully.
I think that was a great call not to call that caution. It did create a little bit of chaos for the leaders, but nothing that they could not handle, and it allowed the race to continue to play on.
So we have a
Battle for
huge
the lead.
battle for
Battle
the lead
for-
and battle
yep.
for third.
Shane
Side by
Wolf's going to
side.
the inside. Yeah, right there in this picture.
Josh Vidal able to utilize the outside lane, gets the run on the front stretch, and tries to pull away once again. You're going to need Shane Wolf. What do you see?
Krim got about put in the wall by Fredericks, and that allowed Vaughn to get by them both. But yeah, that was a little chaos right there in turn 1 and 2 between those 3, but it's settled out for now.
2 teammates, the 47 and the 20. We are just shy of lap 100.
Let's see what happens here with the lead now. Looks like Shane Wolf is going to the inside here. Yeah, he's side by side with Vidal off of 4.
Beautiful shot going into turn number 1. Just about a car and a half length gap between both drivers, but here's Shane Wolf with the run out of 2.
He's going to try to get to that inside. Here we go. Oh, he's going to send it in there.
Outside lane has worked well for Josh Vidal. And it's going to do it again.
Unless you're able to get to be side by side to the point where you're just in front of that car, I don't know that the low line is going to be the move for this win.
Yeah, that's a good point. And if you keep fighting side by side, you're going to bring Fredericks and you're going to probably bring Vaughn right up to you. So instead of being a 2-car race, it's going to be about 4.
It's going to make a great finish for us, an exciting finish, and exactly what we want to see. Not the leaders, though. They don't want to see this.
No, not at all. They want to keep it just between the 2 of them.
14 to go. Oh, he sent it in there, and he's going to get it. Wow, what a move right there.
Beautiful move by James Shane Wolf. We've seen him do it on the channel many times over, as Vidal's now loose behind the 83.
Well, that's exactly what Shane Wolf needed to do to ensure that Dalton Frederick was unable to close that gap any quicker than he already is closing that gap. And what he's going to want to see is Josh Vidal hold up Dalton Fredericks and ensure that there is a battle for second.
Well, just looking at lap times, guys, Shane Wolf last time by a 30.43, Vidal with a 30.81, Dalton Fredericks a 30.06. 0.4 to 0.8 faster than the 2 drivers in front of him as Vidal's in the wall.
He has been in the wall twice now in terms of exiting turn 2, now exiting turn 4. Lots of different times that he's been hitting this wall. He's very loose.
And this is going to set up perfectly for Dalton Fredericks to get a real good run at him and probably pass him with not too much problem.
Now we're just over 10 laps to go from Darlington Raceway as Jesse Vaughn kills the wall out of turn 4, looking for the pass into 3.
They are exiting side by side, and it's so tough to be able to hold that bottom line and keep momentum. As you see, he does not have the momentum. The high line is where the momentum is. He's going to have to work over Josh continuously, lap after lap, and that's going to allow Shane Wolf to continue to pull away.
And Shane Wolf's going to be loving that, seeing that in his mirror, too, because he says as long as the 26 keeps holding up that 20, it gets me a better chance to win.
And there's the gap from the bumper of James Shane Wolf.
There we go. Dalton's to the inside again.
Dalton's going to send it.
Yeah, I think he's going to think it through a little bit more. I think he realizes he's going to have to make sure he does this move clean because Josh is a very aggressive racer, and that's what I've always loved about racing against Josh. He will hold you to ensuring you are the best driver who should be passing him, not just the fastest car in that moment as he's making this move now down into turn 3, potentially doing a slide job and making the pass happen.
Dalton takes second. He's going to have just 9 laps to get to Shane Wolf. It's go time.
Yeah, during this time, if you're watching the screen, you're going to want to watch the relative instead because you want to see that gap close between Dalton Fredericks and Shane Wolf and see, is he able to close down a 10th per lap? Because if it's only a 10th per lap, it's not going to be enough. And if it's a little more than a 10th, it'll be enough to get to him, but how will he get past him?
See if that pops up. Perfect. You're looking at Shane Wolf's lap times compared to Fredericks and Vidal at the bottom of your screen.
And we got a lap car coming up, too. Well, I thought we were, but it looks like the lap car's pulling away.
Those are the laps of the race.
Ooh, Fredericks on the wall for 2. Vidal on the wall for 2.
There we go.
Coming to 6 laps to go.
Well, and this is great to see because we can see that Fredericks, when he is not battling Josh, he is faster per lap than Shane Wolf. However, we're going to probably see this just no, even with hitting the wall, he is still faster than Shane Wolf.
Just realized I had that graphic.
Be honest, that is the coolest graphic that I feel like I've seen because normally I'm just doing math and looking at the relative, but that puts it all in perspective. You're able to see this race continue on. You're able to see a little bit over a 10th and then a little bit over a 10th and then just under a 10th. And on this one, it looks like, and I apologize, just under a 10th, I believe.
Oh, we got contact. We got contact. Twisted and Sean Taylor made contact right in front of the leaders. That could have been a lot worse.
That could very much been a lot worse.
That could have definitely impacted this race, but both drivers, and honestly all 4 drivers, do a fantastic job.
And once again, Dalton another 10th off. The last 5 laps, Dalton's been faster than Shane Wolf, but he is running out of time, a half a second separating the two of them.
Lap 109 and 110 are really what did him in. Those laps being under a 10th are what's going to make or break this race potentially.
Now we got to watch this. Ingersoll, the lap car, is going to come right in front of the leader's line going into 1. Yep, there it is. That's going to cause a little bit of a headache.
It's going to cause even bigger of a headache for Dalton.
Yeah, that second car in line having to adjust their line based on not knowing, is that lap car going to come back up the track and follow the race in line, or will they stay low?
Dual popsicle sticks are going to be up in the air right here. 2 to go.
Six tenths separating now. The first time in 8 laps, Shane Wolf was faster than Dalton Fredericks.
When it was that lap car exiting 2, Dalton had to have that uncertainty in his mind as to what he needed to do.
As we're watching the lead, Daniel Krim is taking over 3rd as we're coming to that white flag, sponsored by
the Wrestling with Nerds podcast. Check them out every Sunday night. That gap is now a half a second. White flag in the air.
he needs a good 1 and 2 to have a real shot in 3 and 4 to pass him.
James Shane Wolf out of turn 2, returning back to All-Star 15 TV and the ACAR series through 3 and 4 the final time. Dalton Fredericks 7/10 back. James Shane Wolf is going to win at Darlington Raceway.
Dalton gave it everything he had on that last lap. It just wasn't enough.
I'm telling you, if that wall was out an extra 1.5 feet, we might have a ball game here.
You know how many drivers have said that at this track? That's why this track is such a challenge. Lady in Black really working it over on these drivers.
Give you guys the finishing order as it sits. Shane Wolf, Fredericks 1 and 2, Daniel Krim in 3rd, Jeff Hollingsworth in 4th, Josh Vidal in 5th, Jesse Vaughn 6th, Zach Panzarella in 7th, 8th it's Sean Taylor, Robert Lovell in 9th, and Todd Ingersoll 10th, Aaron Ingersoll 11th, Twisted in 12th. We don't talk about who's in 13th. Nate will probably move up to 13th. 14th is Broderick Larson, Garrett Turk in 15th, and Beckett Brown in 16th. Mike, this race, after our first couple cautions, was absolutely fantastic.
Oh, yeah, that was a classic Darlington race the rest of the way after the chaos we had in the first 20 laps. But classic Darlington, put on a great show. I hope the fans at home, watching at home, had a great time tonight.
Just waiting on a possible couple drivers possibly coming over and talking with us. We have one already, but we're trying to see if we can get 1 and 3 in there as well. Currently, it's just Dalton Fredericks. But now that we have 3 people up here, each one of us can get a driver. Yay! Brandon, I appreciate you for coming up here and hanging out with us. It's always fun to have you up in the broadcast booth.
Absolutely. And this is my first time with Mike up here in the booth, which is a lot of fun. I appreciate always being up here, being able to contribute in the ways that I can. And obviously you do a fantastic job on putting on races throughout the week. And it's great to be a part of that type of thing.
And while I am checking the YouTube video, at least the YouTube video, I think it worked. I think I added your podcast to the description. So everybody, if you're into soccer, American soccer, go check it out.
American soccer.
American.
American.
Leap, yeah.
While we're waiting on the couple of people to join us, why don't we interview the race winner? Why don't I go ahead and get that done and out of the way?
All right, well, here you go, Mike. There's James Shane Wolf.
James, it's Mike, Brandon, and AJ in the booth. You got us.
I got you.
Man, what a wild race tonight here at Darlington. AJ was telling me it's your first race back in ACAR and on the channel again, like a little bit of a time away. But talk to me about your race overall. You led 22 laps, and talk to me about the finish there at the end, holding off Dalton Fredericks.
Dalton was definitely coming. He was catching me about a 10th a lap. I was watching the relative there, so instead of trying to just outdo it, I was just trying to maintain the gap there at the end. And we were talking about it a minute ago. He said he used his right front up a little too much, and really that's all that did it for me. Like we had plenty of speed. The driver had a lack of talent there at the beginning. That's for sure. I pulled it out and stepped on her there on lap 2. So, but after that, it was just trying to be clean, be smooth. I ended the race with 14 incident points. So if I hit the wall or something one more time there within that last 10 lap span, I was done. I would have had to do that drive through. So luckily we were able to keep it out of the fence for 10 laps at least, and get the job done.
Talk to me about your race car overall. How did it feel out there tonight, especially when we started a little bit during the evening hours before the sunset and then after the sunset? How did it feel out there today?
started off very free, which fits my driving style. I love a loose race car, because I can use up the right rear a little bit early, and my problem is I always burn up the right front. So being able to have a car that starts off really loose and kind of try to prepare for that and burn up the right rear a little bit more to kind of keep the car even helps me in the long runs. Usually I don't really have a whole lot of super long run pace, but with the way the setup was, like I said at the beginning of the run on fresh tires, it was super free, and it got really snug at the end. So being free and being able to just slide the car around at the beginning of the run, um, you were kind of able to manipulate that into your favor to where if you're able to drive it right on the edge of spinning out, you could be fast in the long run and at the end of the run, and that's what I was able to do.
Well, are you going to be here next week when we go to Bristol?
I might be. So I'm in a different league on Wednesday nights. Um, they moved from Mondays to Wednesdays here at ACAR, so that kind of took me out of it. But I think we have a couple off weeks coming up, so I'd love to come back if we're not running in my other league. I'll be here, here and there. Obviously, it just depends on the schedule of my other league that I'm in. But yeah, ACAR is an awesome place to race. Always has been. Um, really enjoy running here. That's why when I seen that there was a race tonight, I was like, heck yeah, dude, I'm gonna jump in on that. I threw one of my old throwback paint schemes on from literally like 5 years ago. I'm surprised it even fit the template still. Um, for Darlington here, that was a Mike Wallace throwback, believe it or not.
Wow.
The old ACP brakes car.
Nice.
So just to have fun with it, and didn't expect to do much. Just wanted to come out and have something to do, and luckily was able to show a little bit of speed and get the job done.
Well, you did have a really good looking throw by paint scheme there tonight under the lights. Before we let you go to celebrate this win, any sponsors you'd want to plug?
All these sponsors, dude, I'm not even sponsored by anymore. Like every single sponsor that was on that car, I'm not even sponsored by anymore. So I'll give a shout out to my current sponsors, Adam Caps at Elite Entertainment. I just got a deal going on with Underdog Fantasy Sports. So if you're into fantasy, kind of like DraftKings, if sports betting is illegal in your state, more than likely the fantasy sports is legal. So go ahead and check that out. Download the app, sign up under code ShaneWolf83. They'll match your first deposit 50% up to $1,000. So you can put $2,000 on there and get a free $1,000. So yeah, Underdog Fantasy. Alex has saved you time there in South Hill, Virginia. John at Nifty Lift, Brian at Easler Electric, everybody behind the scenes here at ACAR. Happy to be back. Happy to be able to kind of pick up where we left off from the Truck Series season after winning the championship there. So feels good. Feels good. Fun to be back, and I hope to be back more.
Well, James, hopefully we'll see you more as the season goes on. Congratulations again on the win tonight, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, sir.
See you later, Jason. James. Wow, derp. All right, let's talk to P2 Dalton Fredericks. Brandon, do you want that or should I take it?
I'll let you take that one. I got something in store for Krim.
Oh dear. Dalton Fredericks, it's AJ, Mike, and Brandon in the booth. You got us, pal.
Yes, sir.
Dude, if that turn 2 wall was out about 5 more feet, we might be having a different conversation here. Holy cow, were you fast at the later part of this race. Beautiful looking throwback to Carl Edwards back in the Aflac days. But talk about the race. You were behind the 8 ball a little early in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, so I got the lead right off second caution or whatever. Got the lead, and headset decided it wanted to die on me. So I was like, well, I can't really change it on track. I feel like I'm going to be a wrecking ball. So I decided to come into the pits and do that, top off on fuel, and came back out. Had a couple of bad instances with some cars, especially the 4 car. It stuffed the absolute crap out of me into turn 1. Very nice. I'll remember that. Yeah, and ever since that, it was a hard grind back back to the front because there was no cautions, and we had the tire advantage. I think I had probably the best tires out of everyone for what I had left because I saved my first set forever. But yeah, fought our way back. Somehow caught a lucky caution right when I was coming into pit road. Barely avoided the barrels there, luckily, and able to get a good finish out of it. So not the best day, but hey, I'll take a second place for the day we had.
Yeah, dude, it was definitely fun with watching you cut through the field and be very strategic about it because there was a lot of chaos around you. But when you got up towards the front and you're starting to catch Josh Vidal, you pass Josh Vidal, you're starting to catch James Shanewolf. What's going through your head as the laps are counting down and you could see the light at the end of the tunnel, basically?
Oh yeah, I wore up a little bit too much of my stuff trying to fight Josh. I was hoping to get around him right away, but he was able to stick it there for a little longer than I was hoping. So that kind of took my tire advantage out from the leader. Because I think if I would have had that a little bit more tire, I definitely would have had him. But yeah, I was hoping that lap traffic there with a couple laps to go is going to basically set a pick for me, and that was going to be awesome. Passed both of them right off of 2, but he did a weird move where he stayed up on track and then went to the apron in the middle, and it messed me up because I was scared he was going to come back up on track on the exit, and I smacked the wall because of that and lost what I had gained. So that was pretty frustrating. And then at that point, I was just like, well, screw this. I'm just going to full send this because I got nothing else to lose. He needs to make a mistake in order for me to at least get to him. So it was a lot of fun. Glad we were able to finish up where we were, and congrats to James on the win.
Well, before we let you go, as always, buddy, plug those beautiful sponsors.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'd like to thank All-Star 15 TV for all the stuff you guys do, broadcasting and whatnot. Very fun to watch. You guys do such a good job on this stuff. Let's see, we got JVM Graphics, McConey Setup Shops, Sim Coaches, Wrestling with Nerds, Fry Trucking, AC Cages, JTZ Home Services. Sorry about that. We got Nerds Doing Nerd Things, BMS. One more here. American Suppressor Systems, LLC. Hard AF Seltzer. Drinkin Bros Auto Racing Group. Anyone else that I missed, thank you for everything you guys do for us. And thanks everyone at the shop and in our Discord for all the help throughout the races and setting up the races. And hopefully we get another good finish next week.
All right, yeah, we are going to Bristol. It should be fun, Dalton. But thanks for coming and talk with us. Congratulations on the second place finish, and we will see you next week. Hopefully.
That's the plan.
All right, everybody, that's Dalton Fredericks. Now let's talk to the driver sitting P3. Brandon, it's all yours.
All right, Grim. It is myself, Mike, and AJ in the booth. You got us?
I got you.
All right, perfect. I'm surprising you. I'm up here. And honestly, your finish, low-key, not due to skill, surprised me. You finished P3. What transpired there at the end between the green flag pit stop being broken up as well as just the chaos at the end and saving tires? What allowed you to get this P3, a great P3 finish for you?
Well, I definitely saw from earlier in the run, before that untimely yellow, that we definitely had the good long run car tonight, especially because I was kind of putting the pressure on Shane Wolf. Knew the 27 had been burning up his stuff. He was really good at the beginning of the run, and I even made the comment to Shane Wolf in our chat, like, hey, look at us. Like, y'all took completely different strategies. Here we are, 1, 2, 3, before we all started bidding that first time around. Me and Shane Wolf knew the 27 wasn't going to make it, so we were kind of planning on the long run anyway. And I kind of felt like, considering my speed, unless he took his fast spray, which I think he ended up taking it anyway, I still had the speed to make up the difference once he had to pit. And I went till my gas tank was down. I don't know if y'all were watching, but I literally was on fumes. I was going to pit the lap before, but I got held up by lap traffic. But made it to pit road, kept going. So knew on that last run, I knew everybody had really good fire off speed. I thought I was a little faster than that. I didn't practice in the night with as much grip as we had because we had more grip. It was a lot more tight because of that. I practiced in a lot more sunny, hotter weather with a harder track. So I thought it was going to be a lot more loose. So I was basing my driving style more off of that. And just didn't have that fire off speed really well on the runs because of that. But definitely had the long run speed, and I kind of knew that going into that little short 20-ish lap run at the end there to go ahead and use one of the last sets of tires. We had an extra set there laying at the end. Go ahead and use that to our advantage. Try to get some speed at the beginning of the run there at least, and try to get back up there. And at least I knew after this pit stop happened, top 3 wasn't going to be likely, but just kept the car under me. Josh had kind of used up some of his stuff. Some of the other guys had kind of fought their way back up, got around me, and I ended up getting right back by around them with about 10-15 to go just because I had that little extra bit of tire left for the end. I was hoping maybe I would have saved enough for a battle there to get up to the front, but there was just that lap down cars just let the leaders go, and I had nowhere. I didn't have the speed to catch back up through them, so obviously it was a gap there. But I will definitely take the third. Glad to be up here, and being interviewed by anyone up here. So yeah.
Absolutely, and it sounds like in this race, obviously, great strategy, great awareness. The thing keeping you from P1 was just that little bit of luck, but the awareness and the great part for you is that strategy, understanding what's going on. And we go to Bristol next week. This track you just raced at, obviously, is a very high line dominant track. Bristol can be as well, depending on how you run it. What's your outlook for next week at Bristol, and will we see you, and how you think you'll do?
Well, I know we're already discussing possible schedule changes just because of the racing so far. The fear of it being a sport track, I know that's a possibility there. We'll see how that kind of goes there. We're definitely going to have an admin chat here and make sure what we're going to be doing going forward. Me being a Tennessean, I'm going to want to race at one of my Tennessee tracks, whether it's Bristol or the Nashville Super Speedway or the Fairgrounds. So I'm a little biased there, I guess. I don't care if it's single groove, it's my home track. I want to race there. So definitely want to go there. You're right. If we do go to Bristol, it is one of those finicky tracks on iRacing. The top line definitely is powerful, and it's all about how you can save your tire. I grew up on old school Bristol racing in our 2003 with my controller and keyboard and all that. So I'm used to the top bottom line being dominant there. I can race it either way, whether it's top line or bottom line dominant. And I would have a blast either way because it's my home track, and anytime you can race at your home track, it's gonna be fun.
Absolutely, and if you're on a controller and keyboard, you definitely can door people coming to a finish line a lot easier. Is there any shout-outs that you want to give to any sponsors, any individuals, anyone who helped you out here?
Well, definitely want to give a shout out to AJ and the boys with Nerds to Nerd Things and here at All Star 15. That was the inspiration for the paint scheme tonight with the podcast recently going over the Transformers series. Of course, I grew up watching that. I was always obsessed with the G1 Transformers movie growing up, and then of course the Michael Bay films once they started coming out. And me being a trucking guy as well, I've always loved the Peterbilt that Optimus Prime was through T1 through 3. So I definitely have a heart for that. This was a fun paint scheme, a little bit different. I wanted to kind of match it up because technically it is a throwback as well to a real NASCAR, being that it was a car that for Dark of the Moon, Ryan Newman raced at Charlotte. So technically you can make an argument that it's a real NASCAR throwback as well. Even though I really based it more off the truck from the movies. Always had the idea to make this paint scheme, and of course, building trucks for a living, I've always had the dream build of doing a lowered pickup truck in the same theme, same paint scheme and everything. One day that'll happen. Of course, give a shout out to Brian's Motorsports. They're in Hendersonville, Tennessee. If you want to do that, come hit me up there. We can definitely make that happen. At least most of it. Of course, gotta give a shout out to JBM Graphics, Broad Trucking, Wrestling with Nerds, the supporters of the series there. Regeneration Sports Network, Honey Hill Farm, JTZ Services, Hard AF Seltzer. That were awesome last week, reposting some of those pictures from the win. And of course, if you need anything for your beard care products, go to beardstruggle.com, the Beard Struggle, and use CRIM20 for their promo code.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, and we appreciate you obviously jumping up in the booth, and we look forward to seeing you next week. And apologize for the kid about bumping. We've had some fun history together, so great seeing you up here, and good luck this week.
I will get you at Daytona eventually.
Not today, but no, we look forward to seeing you next week.
See you guys.
Thank you. And back to you, AJ.
Daniel Krim finishing in that third position. That was an awesome race. Both of you guys, thank you for joining me. That's Mike Campigio, Brandon Storr. I'm AJ Capola. Next Wednesday, we are off to, I guess, maybe Bristol. It's the first I'm hearing of possibly changing it, so we'll keep you guys up to date on that, I guess. So, yeah, take care. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow. We'll see you guys in the next broadcast.